it's Svetlana with Fancy Pants Hair. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited about this video. It's going to be on how to balayage. Now, there's so many ways out there, different techniques. These are the things that I have implemented with my clients. I just take some here and there and they work for me. And so I'm going to be sharing my tips and strategy with you, and hopefully you can get something from it too. Hey, okay, we're getting ready to start our balayage. We have my gorgeous sister Natasha here. She's our special guest. Okay, so what I'm mixing up right now is I'm a lightener with Olaplex, and we're using about 30 volume. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna start by sectioning off in 3 different sections. 2 sections on the side, so everything in front of her ear, and then this big section here in the back. Now, if I wanted a more concentration of lighter color in her hair, then I would probably do an extra section and do 4 quadrants. But since she wants something super natural and just multi-dimensional, we're not going to be putting a ton of lighter colors in there. We're actually going to go ahead and bricklay this back here in my foils. Okay, so you ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right. So the first section we're going to take is from the bottom, right kind of at the nape of the neck here. Now, keep in mind, the smaller and thinner your sections are, the more blonde you're going to get. So I'm just going to start by weaving about medium. And then here's the trick. Here's where the magic is. Then we're going to tease it a little bit. We're just going to push down. And what that does is when your hair is all brushed out, the line is much more fluid because we've created different levels in there. All right, we've got it teased. Now we're going to take the foil, look down for me please, and we're going to place it right about there. And now the brush that I'm using is a balayage brush, which means that it's feathered at the end, so you're going to be able to feather it much better, blend it much better. So I'm taking about mid-shaft and I'm kind of pulling all the way down. And then I'm going to go back up and I'm going to turn my brush kind of start feathering that in. Now, if you want to take an extra step and make sure that there are no harsh lines, I'm going to take a feathering brush, which almost just looks like a makeup brush, and we're just going to do a little extra feathering right there and soften that up a little bit.
Wait, can we do dark highlights instead?
No. I'm just going to lay that right on top of there, and we're going to go to our next section. When you get to the section where it's bigger than the foil, we're going to do 2 foils, but this is where we're going to bricklay. So we're going to go right about here. Some of these pieces we're going to go higher, we'll leave some lower. Okay, so we've got done with the back. We got all these beautiful foils in here, and we're gonna move to the side. All right, for the side, here is a very vital trick or tip. We are going to take diagonal sections here on the side. So diagonal going down towards her face. Try not to poke them in the eyeball with your comb. All right. So we're just going to do the same thing here. Just take nice big sections, tease it. And the one thing different that we're going to do on the sides that we did not do in the back is as we get closer to her face, we're going to blend some of those up a little bit higher so she'll have more of a face framing effect. And especially once we get to the top of the fringe here. Tilt your head that way, please. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to get all these ends saturated before we go up to the top and start blending in. Okay, so now that we're here at the top, we're going to go a little further up here and kind of just work our way down. Just blending and softening that line just a little bit. And then we'll cover up. Alright, I'm going to take diagonal sections, move on to our next one. And we are taking bigger sections because again, she wants this to be super natural. Okay, so last but not least, we've moved on to the very last section here. And we're going to do the same thing. Again, we're going diagonal towards her face.
This is great. Now that you're going to make a video of this, I can probably do it at home by myself next time.
Girl, you're going to end up with a hombre instead of an ombre. Please don't do that. Now, I've tried hand painting and I do that on certain occasions. This is just the way I like to do it when someone wants some real subtle highlight in there. The foils give me a lot more control. Okay, so as we get up to the very top, you just have to consider how your client's hair naturally falls. So we took an extra big step up here because my client has a very unseemly bald spot right in this area. It's a widow's peak. So, with that being said, we're going to go up a little extra farther.
That's not nice.
And with this section, this is kind of one of the most important sections. We want to make sure we're going to come up a little bit higher, closer to her face. Just give her some face framing highlights, but not all the way to the top, and then we can kind of feather it in a little bit lower. Because Natasha, being as organic as she is,
Right.
only likes to get her hair done once every 5 years. Even though her sister is a hairdresser. It makes no sense to me either.
It's really nice outside.
It's not, there's snow.
The question is, have you farted in front of a client?
Yes. I quickly rotate their chairs if the chair made the noise.
And then you walk away to get a color while you leave them in the cloud. Oops, forgot my color.
Oh, ran out of color.
Back in 30.
All right, so we've got her all foiled up and we are gonna process her. She probably doesn't need to sit under heat. If you want to speed things up a little bit, she could, but it's a little bit more even if you let her process without heat. And we're only gonna lift her about level 7 because she has virgin hair. I almost, yeah. Awkward.
What?
All right, finally we have the reveal, and I will say it turned out gorgeous. So I actually pulled her up to a level 7 and then we toned her with a 9 BV with a little bit of 6 NB. So it's still rich, but it gave it a little bit of that coolness too. And it is just gorgeous. Super, super natural.